From the world headquarters of Fox News, it's The Kelly File with Megyn Kelly.
Breaking tonight, growing controversy over an event unfolding at the White House right now. Ahmed Mohammed, the high school freshman detained by police for a project that his teacher thought was a fake bomb, is celebrating the second annual White House Astronomy Night with the president, along with hundreds of others. Tonight's event is just the latest in a whirlwind tour Ahmed has been making since his clock incident back in September. And it comes just days after CARE, the Islamic group named as a co-conspirator in a domestic terror trial, honored Ahmed the American Muslim of the Year. But after Mohammed and his family met with the president of Sudan, a man accused of war crimes and sometimes referred to as the Butcher of Darfur, there are growing questions about whether the White House perhaps shouldn't have invited Ahmed to its party. Ben Shapiro is editor-in-chief of DailyWire.com. Ben, good to see you. So tell us, let's just start with this, the Darfur visit. And tell the viewers who exactly Ahmed met with.
We met with Omar al-Bashir, who is the president of Sudan, as you mentioned, and who's wanted for war crimes because, of course, Darfur is the scene of some of the worst genocide in world history. And so this is not completely unexpected, given the fact that Ahmed Mohammed's dad has run twice for president of Sudan and is a very politically active guy. It's becoming clearer day after day that this was a hoax, this was a setup, and that President Obama fell for it because it confirms a couple of his pre-stated biases against police and against people who he perceives to be Islamophobic.
But wait, so because this all started with whether the police had overreacted, whether the school had overreacted, and what clearly looked like a bomb, but it was in the hands of a young man who is a Muslim, who said he was just trying to impress his science teacher, and he was placed in handcuffs, and everybody said, whoa, way to overreact and racially profile or profiling him based on his religion. But the controversy comes because there's questions about whether that was an overreaction because it looked like a bomb and supposed to have zero tolerance policies. But B, the visits he and his family paid in the days and weeks thereafter. How do they wind up meeting with a war criminal? This guy is a war criminal who's wanted. Apparently, there's actually an outstanding warrant for his arrest from the International Criminal Court for his war crimes, including beheading children in front of their parents.
That's exactly right. And the fact that Ahmed Mohammed is meeting with him, again, is due to the fact that his family is incredibly politically active. The President of the United States, it's ironic that for a guy who's constantly assuring us that cops are jumping the gun and they're shooting first and asking questions later, when it comes to the behavior of the police, the President of the United States is constantly shooting first and asking questions later. This story didn't hold water from the beginning. Within the first 48 hours, it was clear that this was a bit of a setup, and it was clear that the story didn't hold together. I mean, this
What's
clock,
your theory, that the father had an agenda? The father had an agenda and used his child to advance it?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the family history, it's pretty clear that was happening. I mean, if you look at the actual clock this kid invented, he took the guts out of an old clock. You can see people do it on YouTube. And he literally took the guts out of an old clock, the wiring, and then he put it inside a pencil box and then proceeded to bring that into school. And this is not the first family incident that has been like this. His sister had an incident in 2009 that was somewhat similar.
Well, she says that she was wrongfully, she was a victim then, too,
right,
of profiling.
Well, everybody's a victim, right? Everybody's always a victim of profiling, whatever the circumstance, and President Obama buys into it right away, no questions asked, invites kids to the White House. And then it got a little bit awkward tonight. It was unclear whether the president was going to meet with him. He sort of met with him very briefly, didn't really meet, took a photo with him in passing. And that was a bit of a downgrade from the big event, the star-studded event that we expected between the president and Ahmed Mohammed, where the president was going to knight him, give him the Order of Merit, and also declare him the greatest scientist since Isaac Newton.
Well, he's had a good run. The New York City mayor issued September 28th, Ahmed Day. He flew and he met with well, he wanted to meet with Jordan's queen. She wanted to meet with him. The Google co-founder invited to and photographed him at Google, and so on and on and on it goes. Ben, great to see you.
You too.